Right now, health insurers across the country are looking for some clarity. Some meeting with administration officials at the White House today as the fate of Obamacare remains unknown. And President Trump threatens to make changes that could make costs skyrocket for these companies. The Wall Street Journal reports, quote, insurers say they were whipsawed by the Trump administration's moves last week. President Donald Trump threatened to stop funding the ACA's cost-sharing reduction subsidies, which help lower-income ACA enrollees with costs such as deductibles in an effort to prod Democrats to negotiate over a health bill. Here to talk about it with us now, Julian Epstein, former chief counsel to the House Judiciary Committee, and Amy Holmes, political analyst for Rasmussen Reports. Thanks for being here, both of you.
Good afternoon, John.
Thank you, John.
Amy, you say it's time for Democrats to get on board and help the president fix this thing.
Absolutely. We know Anthem, for example, a major health insurer, is going to pull out, quote unquote, big time next year because Obamacare, the way that it was designed, is circling the drain. I don't see this as a partisan issue, John. I see this as an American issue, and that we need to be able to provide health care coverage to all of our Americans to give them access to the best health care they need, and that's going to take a bipartisan effort.
Julian, you know, Republicans have said it was a partisan effort when the thing was passed without a single Republican vote. Why do Democrats not want to help fix it now?
Well, they should want to help fix it, and in the same way that President Bush fixed Medicare Advantage back in the 2000s, there are many things that we can do to help cut premium increases and many things we can do with the insurance market and people exiting the insurance market, as Amy's saying. But the last plan the Republicans put forward, 80% of the public opposed. It would have thrown 24 million people off of health insurance. It would have increased premiums and would have increased the national debt by $350 billion. So if Republicans want to fix the plan, Obamacare right now, which according to polls, in contrast to the Republican plan, is north of 50% support. There's a recent poll that has Obamacare up at 54% right now. So if they want to fix it, I think Democrats should come to the table. But if they want to repeal it with a plan like they put forward last time that had no public support, didn't even have Republican support inside the Congress, then I think that's a non-starter, and it should be a non-starter.
Amy, the president has said in the past that you should just let Obamacare fail of its own weight because some of these exchanges are going down the tubes. In a lot of states, you only have one opportunity to buy health insurance now. Well, if that happens, yeah, right. don't insurance holders blame the party in power, namely the Republicans.
Well, and President Trump has said he now owns health care and Obamacare. He recognizes that. And I think that when he said that Obamacare could fail of its own weight, he was trying to use that as leverage to get Democrats to the table. Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see competition across state lines. I would like to see health savings accounts that people could take money out of their paycheck to pay for these things. And I would like to see actually strengthening the private market. I think a lot of politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, they don't understand that people like me, who work for myself, we actually have to go onto this individual market that they're designing, and it doesn't help us. They get to have their health insurance covered by an employer, so they don't really know what they're messing about with when it comes to their fellow Americans.
Yeah. Well, but nothing that Amy said really does meaningful reform for working class voters. It doesn't ensure them pre-existing conditions. It doesn't ensure that they can pay for premiums, which are skyrocketing. So, yeah, but you can't do that unless you have a mandate. The economics don't work. They just don't work. The notion that Obamacare is in a death spiral is just a false talking point that many people keep repeating on TV. The Congressional Budget Office looked at this 2 weeks ago. Congressional Budget Office that even Republicans say is the most credible authority on this, and says that's wrong. Obamacare is not in a death spiral. We certainly have problems with premiums. We have problems with insurance companies exiting the market, but those are things that can be fixed without throwing the baby out with the bathwater here, the way the Republicans want to do. And the polls show that's what they want the American, the U.S. Congress to do. 40% of Trump voters support a single-payer system right now. So the notion, what Trump and this Republican Congress is doing is going in exactly wrong direction. Rather than fixing the problem, they're creating a much worse problem.
Look, John, I don't think it's a partisan issue, and in fact, I don't think Donald Trump is particularly an ideologue on this issue. But I can tell you, having spoken to a friend of mine who owns a company in Minnesota that is offering health insurance, he said, our choices are dwindling, and at some point, I won't even be able to have a plan to offer my customers.
And there are fixes,
what we're dealing with.
And there are fixes to get more insurers into the market, and I agree we should do those fixes. But, Amy, you give us a plan. Let's see the Republicans put forward a plan that does what Donald Trump promised. Polls are saying most people don't think he delivers on his promises.
You're making it partisan,
what did Donald Trump? No. I'm saying I'm extending an olive branch. I'm extending an olive branch. You show us a plan. You show us a plan that does as Donald Trump promised, ensures every single American, cuts premiums and cuts the debt.
Isn't that what Obama
and we're on that pathway to that goal right now. Very different from what Trump and the Republican Congress did.
They've been arguing about this in the Congress for better than 7 years now. Julian and Amy, we're not going to solve it now, but we appreciate
still no plan from the Republicans. Still no plan.
Thank you, John.